With the director's cut of Justice League coming out Thursday, I thought we would look back at the previous Snyder films in the DCEU with the second film, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Let's hop into the review. Welcome back to my channel. This is Let's Be Real with Brad. I talk about movies, TV shows, and do all sorts of fun and exciting videos on the channel. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video, as it would be gladly appreciated. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is a 2016 superhero movie that is the first live-action film to feature Batman and Superman together, as well as the first live-action cinematic portrayal of Wonder Woman. It stars Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jesse Eisenberg, Diana Lane, and Gal Gadot. I have seen this film twice, both times in the theater. For my third time watching it, I decided to watch the Ultimate Edition, the rated R 3-hour cut, which is the only available version on HBO Max. I will admit, the Ultimate Edition is much better than the original cut because it is able to flesh out and expand all the different subplots this movie throws in, while also explaining things that were left unexplained in the original. As much as this version is much better, the quality of the film is exactly the same. So without further ado, let's hop into this review, starting with the few positives this movie somehow manages to have. For starters, this movie looks fantastic. I had complained in my Man of Steel review of how I thought the film looked bad. This change is clearly evident with being an awesome looking movie, especially during the fight scenes toward the end of the film. The score by Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL is also great. It just sucks that this excellent score that added so much height and excitement was used for a bad movie. The last one is that I thought there were some great fight scenes that I thought were enjoyable. Seeing Batman and Superman go at it for the first time ever in a live action movie was really badass. The warehouse scene was a beauty in itself, being one of the best action scenes of the whole decade. So let's talk negatives, as I have a whole bunch with this one. This movie is so damn boring. The first 45 minutes of the movie are all over the place, but they spend so much time on all these other characters when the film should have been primarily focused on Batman and Superman. The film attempts to be overly dark and serious, trying to be a realistic and complex superhero film, which I respect, but when your story is so uninteresting and your writing is horrible, then your movie is a failure. Speaking of the writing, this is the biggest issue of the whole film. The dialogue is so ridiculously cheesy, stupid, and laugh out loud bad. The film also has an insane amount of subplots that don't seem to go anywhere once you finish the film. It is just there to pad the runtime and give the characters all boring and uninteresting things to do. The film also shoehorns in so many characters, which I'm not sure why this was the right decision because it feels unfocused. Wonder Woman is in this movie being all over the trailers, Blu-ray covers, but then when you watch the movie, they could have cut her out of the whole film and nothing would change. She is only in there to promote her own movie coming out the following year, along with shoehorning the Justice League the same year. They do this in the laziest, uncreative way possible that could have been put into the Justice League film. Now, let's talk about the action. As I said before, the action is very good when it's on screen, but most of the time, it isn't. The fight between Batman and Superman only lasts 8 minutes with the original cut. After all this build up, and you know the movie's title being about Batman fighting Superman, you would think you would get more of it. The big end battle was decent, having insane explosive action. My biggest issue is that I didn't really care what was happening because there is zero emotion behind it. As much as we all love Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, their characters in this film are not at all interesting. Their character arcs are thrown away halfway through the film, so I was just seeing badass CGI action with superheroes. I know I might be sounding critical, but this is the same exact problem I had with Man of Steel. Overall, this is a bad superhero movie that tries to add too much to the story with unnecessary and forgettable subplots, lousy writing, and a messy story that doesn't feel cohesive with each scene following to the next. It is very dull with some decent fight scenes later in the film. I only recommend watching this one if you want to see the Snyder Cut because you will need to see it. I'm giving Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice a 4 out of 10. So, have you seen Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice? And if you have, what did you think of the film, and where does it rank in your DCEU rankings? Tomorrow, I will be reviewing the theatrical cut of Justice League, so be sure to check that one out. As always, I will see you all in the following video.